And welcome to Hero Power. This is episode 95. We are almost there, folks. I am your host, Avanties, and as always, I am joined by my co-hosts, Zerotio.
If you do not join us for the pre-show that we do every Wednesday night just before 7:30 Eastern at heropowerhs.com, you're missing out on a lot.
And we are joined, as always, by Virsica.
I have no words.
No words, huh?
No words.
But I have no words or words.
Well, okay, so I have no words that are actually of any. Yeah, let's just go.
All right, guys, we've got a great show for you this week. A lot to talk about, a little bit of controversy to talk about. But before we get into that,
where would we be if we didn't have controversy?
Right?
Not on this show, at least.
Somebody's got to talk about it. But before we get into that, which one of you gentlemen wishes to tell us about our good friends at Viforce?
Oh, so we talked about everything in the pre-show except who is going to be doing the Viforce spot. I'll do it.
You got it.
I'll do it. So, yeah, you guys actually, we've been talking about Viforce for a while, so you know where we stand on it. But one of the things that I don't feel like we talk about enough is their sponsorship. And I was talking to a guy today at work who was talking about Rocket League and how he's recently come into discovering how much fun Rocket League is to play. He recently got a 4K television, so he's rocking it on Xbox One, I think. So anyways, did you know that Viforce sponsors teams for all games? And they actually have multiple levels of sponsorships. So if you were thinking that maybe you would like to play at a semi-pro or pro level, maybe you should give Viforce Gaming an email. Give them a shout. See what they've got as far as sponsorship goes. And we'll talk more about that when we move over from the audio to the video.
All right. Before we get into the news, I believe, Zerotio, you had a shout out.
Yeah, well, it's normally we reserve this spot for patrons and any emails and whatnot, but we haven't gotten any emails. We do have an iTunes review that we will read. But I want to give a shout out to a listener of the show and now good friend, Rhinoceros. I was playing on the ladder and faced a guy on the ladder. I think it was around rank 6, and afterwards I got a friend request. And while sometimes it's very dangerous to accept these friend requests, I always accept them on the off chance that I can at least pitch Hero Power and build some new listeners. And
give that guy a mint.
Yeah, give that guy a mint. What's great is he sends me a message that was basically just said, Hero Power Pod, ? And I was like, yes. And he said, awesome. Big fan of the show. Awesome. So it was really awesome for him to take the time, see my name, which there's not that many Zerocios out there, send me a friend request, and tell me he enjoyed the show. We enjoy any listener that gives us feedback in any form, and thanks again, Rhinoceros. You the man. We appreciate it a lot.
All right.
So FYI PSA, if you see me on the ladder and you send me a friend request, please don't be offended that I don't accept it right after the match. I never accept a friend request after the match. I'll always accept it the next day. So if you do send me a friend request, I will accept it the next day if it's still there. So it's not that I'm ignoring you or anything like that, or that I don't want to be your friend. I don't do the after game salt. I'm salty enough as it is. I don't need other players giving me more salt.
All right. So as Zerotio said, we did have a iTunes review. It's 5-star review titled Best Hearthstone Podcast. It says, wow. I love this podcast. I listen to quite a few podcasts each week, but this is the one I look forward to the most. It's been the best Hearthstone podcast I've found. I'm not a super competitive player, but the podcast keeps me up to date on current events. I love the discussion about Hearthstone, new funny stories from the cast, and having other opinions on events that I watch, like the global games and the HCT tournaments. Luckily, I live close enough to these guys, and Avanties and crew run super fun tavern events. I wish every community had the had the chance. Keep up the good work, 18 Wheeler. So thank you, 18 Wheeler. That's we greatly appreciate the review and the kind words.
That's awesome, man.
We look forward to seeing you at the next event. So,
for the record, he is not a truck driver. I was sadly disappointed, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. All right, so let's jump right into the meat and bones of this week's discussions.
The most important thing.
The single most important thing. Virsica, last week on the show, you said you would let everybody know your Hearthstone Global Games prediction so that they could get their picks in before the deadline at midnight tonight. So, the time is here. Who is your choice for Hearthstone Global Games?
Okay, so on my EU account, which is the account that I always pick who I think is going to be the winner because it's a free-to-play account and I need the packs there the most, I picked the Ukraine.
Kalento.
I feel like this meta favors them. And I actually really struggled with this one. I went down to the wire. I played on NA and I played on the EU server to just kind of get a feel for what the metas felt like. I've watched a lot of Twitch. I haven't been on Hearthstone or Discord or Twitter or Facebook very much. I've mainly been on Twitch. I've been watching the players, especially those streaming at the high legends, to see what kind of metas they were coming up against. So I feel like Ukraine and the Czech Republic are the two best prepared for the finals. So I went Ukraine with my EU account, and I went CR with my NA account.
All right, there you go.
Those are valid picks. I mean, you got Kalento over on the Ukraine side, and he's
Dr. Hippie. Dr. Hippie's on that team too.
Dr. Hippie as well, and then Stan Sifka is over on Czech Republic,
and Pokrovac.
Yeah, they're stacked over there.
Yeah,
but Stan Sifka is one of the most consistent players in the world as well. So,
you know what I like about Stan Sifka is that I feel like he's one of the strongest players when the meta is new.
Yes.
So I think the fact that Frozen Throne the end of this tournament is happening so close to the release of Frozen Throne. I feel like that gives him a decided advantage over some of the other players in the tournament, and ultimately why I picked them second.
Yeah,
I did still go with USA because USA tends to also kind of be at the forefront when it comes to team collaboration for new sets and new innovations and decks, and you have some of the best newer innovators in Dog and Firebat. So I think the USA is going to do well. I picked them to win it all, but I could easily see them in Ukraine in the finals.
So I mean, if you're comparing them by that, then you've got Dog and Firebat and Amnesiac. You're three really strong players. Ukraine has Dr. Hippie, Kalento, and Naria, who are also three equally strong players. And I had people asking me all week, do I pick the U.S. or do I pick somebody else? And I told them every time, it's like, I strongly feel like it's going to come down to the U.S. and the Ukraine. And I honestly, at that point, feel like it's a coin flip. It could go either way.
Here's my controversial prediction on USA. I think Firebat and Dog are going to come out on fire. They're going to do really well. I think you're going to get above average play from Hotmeowth, who's actually been practicing a lot lately with his teams along with Ray C, and has been going to these other majors and doing really well. I think the weak link, and I've never been shy about this, this is my controversial statement, I think the weak link in the United States is Amnesiac, not because of his ability, because of his lack of preparation. And I think he's going to go in there thinking he has everything handled, and something's going to surprise him, and he's going to be the chink in the armor of the United States. I don't think it'll keep them from winning, but it will definitely lower their chances. I really hope they don't put Amnesiac in the ace spot. If they do, That to me is a major major mistake. If he's in the
they
A
did
spot,
against New Zealand.
I
They
know,
put him in the A spot.
I know, and I'm worried if they put him in the A spot now, the USA will not win.
Well, don't rule out South Korea. I know we've talked about
Oh,
the
yeah.
other three teams. South Korea has handsome guy.
Yep.
They've got, I never can pronounce it. Didi Hoy.
Uh,
Dadahane or something like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Both of those are really, and
Without you all butchering it, I couldn't have said it.
yeah. But two solid players. So I think this is going to be a really, really great semifinals. And regardless of who makes it to the finals, it's going to be worth watching.
Yeah, I agree.
And then the name was Dione.
Okay, there you go. All right, so that brings us to Gamescom started this week.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, we started yesterday on the 22nd in Cologne, Germany. And hey, thank you, 18-Wheeler, for the follow. So we are going to actually get to see the Hearthstone Global Games Grand Finals. I believe it starts
Friday and Saturday.
So there you go.
25th and 26th.
So yeah, make sure you tune in. I'm sure that'll probably be broadcast on the At Play Hearthstone channel on Twitch.
I believe it's actually being broadcast at the Blizzard channel. Everything at Gamescom is being done at Blizzard.
Okay.
At Twitch.tv/Blizzard.
You can probably go to Play Hearthstone. I'm sure they'll be mirroring the side.
Probably, but yeah. So the other big news that besides a killer animated short for Hearthstone,
yes.
If you haven't watched it yet, do so immediately after the show.
If you like musicals.
Yeah, if you like Disney, you'll really dig it.
Yeah.
But the other big news is they debuted a Fireside Tavern Brawl raid.
Yes.
Now, I as an innkeeper am really excited about this because it looks like so much fun, but it is a co-op brawl. And the word is the raid will scale based upon the number of people checked into the inn. So at Gamescom, the Lich King started with 999,999 health.
Yes.
Started yesterday, people taking turns, basically going at him, and his health continues to drop every time you fight him, and it stays at that level until the next person fights him, and it drops and it drops and it drops. So it's everybody hitting him, and it's just like a raid in WoW. You're all working together to try to kill the boss, and
except you don't have 4,000 people hitting him in a raid in WoW.
That's true. That's true. But like I said, if the health changes based on the number of people checked into the inn, if you go in with 20 people, he might only have 2,000 health or 4,000 health. So it could be a lot of fun for a Fireside Brawl. And the rumor is it is set to launch worldwide later this year.
Yep, that's not the rumor. Jason Chase actually announced that on the stage at Gamescom. They did take down the Lich King today, just before the announcement, which happened at 12 p.m. Eastern time at Gamescom. According to the statistics that I was able to find at the time he was taken down, the top damage in one round by one person was 1,001 damage. I do know that Hafu and Trump and Hafu and Dog also got together and they were up in the 900 range a few times. They're trying to beat the spot. The Lich King defeated over 10,000 players before he was finally taken down.
Wow.
So that kind of gives you a little bit of clarity on exactly how much effort this took into defeating him. So it was really amazing. It was a neat little form. Your character only had 20 health, and at one point when you got defeated, you got to pick another class and do it again. There was different phases, but they weren't real consistent. It kind of happened at random. Some of the players never got to change a phase. Other players halfway through the Lich King would go away, and you had to fight a lieutenant, and then eventually the Lich King would come back. There was some stability issues, but nothing too major, considering there were thousands of people on this brawl at one time. So it was pretty impressive. I enjoyed watching the Twitch coverage of people playing in this brawl, and I can't wait for it to come out.
Yeah, I'm like, as I said, I'm really excited for it as well. So it should be a lot of fun when it drops. So that's going to bring us to our next topic, and this is one that we're going to talk about just because we want people to know what's going on, and then we'll go from there. So
we need like a controversy bell or something.
Yeah.
Something to ring to let people know, hey, we're about to talk about something that might make you salty.
So every year...
So do I just get to hold it and ring it the whole show? Is that every time I talk, I just ring the bell?
Yeah. That depends on whether you're talking to me or not.
Yeah.
Fair
so every year, the World Electronic Sports Games holds major event tournaments in CSGO, Dota 2, StarCraft, and Hearthstone. Well, this year they announced that they are going to be doing their events. However, they are segregating the male players and the female players in CSGO and Hearthstone. So you'll have a tournament that is male only and a tournament that is female only in both CSGO and Hearthstone. Now, there's been a lot of kickback on social media about this. And we have, in the past, have given you our personal stance on women in Hearthstone and how, we feel they are integral to the game and to the community and extremely important. And this segregation, I've seen people say, is setting esports back 10 years. This is a huge deal, and I wanted to talk about it a little bit, and I'll talk more in just a second, but I'm going to give Virsica and Zerotio a chance to chime in here.
Can I just give a little clarity?
Yeah.
On what you stated. Specifically, you stated that they're segregating male and female divisions for CSGO and Hearthstone. That's not entirely accurate. They are segregating female divisions for CSGO and Hearthstone. So there is a special division called Female CSGO and Female Hearthstone. The other divisions of those games, CSGO and Hearthstone, are just labeled CSGO and Hearthstone. They're not labeled male CSGO and Hearthstone. They're just not allowing females to participate in that division, that's different than just segregation. That's alienation. They're specifically stating that females can't compete in the regular division, and they have to compete in their own division. Furthermore, the female CSGO and the female Hearthstone division price pool is significantly smaller. A CSGO price pool is $170,000. With the CSGO regular pool, where only males are competing, is $1.5 million. The Hearthstone is $51,000, and the regular Hearthstone is $300,000. This is extremely, in my opinion, unfair. It's uncalled for, and there's no grounds for it. I know that this was brought up to WESG months ago, earlier this year, that this wasn't being appreciated by the player base, not just female player base, but the entire player base. And they were going to reconsider their decision on their format, but obviously they decided not to change anything.
Yeah, Virsica, thoughts?
I feel like we've made our stance on this abundantly clear even before this came along. Not only do we not support in any form or fashion the segregation of female players from Hearthstone, we don't support that in every esport event. Not only that, I would even go as far as to say that we don't support segregation of any kind in any facet of anything that we want to be associated with. I am a firm and staunch believer that everyone should be treated equally and fairly. That includes the ability and opportunity to go for the same goals, to play for the same prizes, to participate in the same events. And in no way, fashion, or form should you be separated by race, religion, gender, color, sexual orientation, whatever. I don't care if you think it's cool to segregate those with green hair from those with brown hair. It doesn't matter to me. If you segregate in any form or fashion, I will oppose you. I feel like we will oppose you. And I feel like as a gaming industry, I feel like this is something that most of us can get behind. And like our chat said, I don't know how they thought that this would slide.
Yeah. So yeah. I want to touch on it a little bit. Fade to Karma, professional esports organization, released this earlier this morning, and it states restricting female players to just play in something that is perceived to be a side event ultimately removes their ability to show their worth and skill on a competitive level. Fade to Karma, as an organization, has always supported female players and streamers in making a career in esports, and we believe incidents such as this hinder them in achieving that, as well as the capability to get the recognition they deserve. Segregation between male and female players should never have a place in Hearthstone. Competitive integrity involves having the best players competing, regardless of what gender they are. We strongly urge the WESG to reconsider this approach. Until then, Fade to Karma, including all male players, will not be participating in this upcoming event. And the other one that I wanted to talk about was our good friends over at Coin Concede released this statement about 2 hours ago that says, Coin Concede will not cover WESG while they have segregated divisions. We do not support segregation of any kind, gender or otherwise. And I want to reiterate that we wanted to talk about this tonight because we wanted to make people aware of what was going on. But we firmly stand with our brothers and sisters at Coin Concede and Fade to Karma, and we will not be covering any of the Hearthstone event happening at WESG unless they reconsider their stance and are not doing segregated divisions. So
yes.
The only way that we'll cover this event is if they eliminate the women's division and roll that prize money into the total pool and allow everyone to compete for that. Yep. That's the only way that we'll cover any of the results or anything going on.
Yeah. Now, I also wanted to bring up, there was a recent women's esports event. It happens every year, but they just included esports this year. It's something they've always done with the X Games for X Games sports. For skateboarding, freestyle, all that kind of stuff. They have a special celebration where they celebrate women in those sports, and they decided to do esports this year and have an entire esports event that all the attendees were female. We don't have a problem with events like that because it celebrates women in esports. It's not a side event with a smaller prize pool where there's another event that only male attendees are invited to with a larger prize pool. That is a special event intended for female athletes and esports gamers. So don't think we're against female only tournaments. If they're going to do that, it should be done as a specifically female-only invited environment like the X Games and those other organizations do. And again, my stance has always been there are not female gamers. I don't like it when people point out female gamers. There are gamers that just so happen to be female. We're all capable, male or female, of taking these large tournaments, competing at a high level, and there really shouldn't be any real discernment between male and females when it comes to these type events.
Yep. All right. So, with that out of the way, let's talk about the second wing of the Knights of the Frozen Throne solo adventure. So,
Yes.
Zerotio, take it away. Tell us about what you've seen and what you enjoyed about it.
I enjoyed completing it. I was really excited with the first wing because it was difficult. It took me some time to read the hero powers, develop some tech, and defeat the bosses. It took me a few times per fight to kind of figure it out, and then I was able to carry that knowledge onto somebody else and kind of coach a couple other people on how to beat those fights. The second wing, the hero powers and the descriptions really didn't say anything, so I decided to just jump in with the zoo deck. The first boss I beat in one try. The second I beat in two, and the third I beat in one. It was really easy. I'm really concerned that the final wing, the Lich King, is not going to be as difficult as they're proclaiming it will be, even though you have to beat with all 9 classes. But we'll just have to see. The second wing came shot under the mark for me. After the first wing, I kind of was resigning the fact that there's not a heroic mode, and I really like the heroic modes in the adventures, but with the first wing I was like, this really didn't need a heroic mode, and so it gave me that feels good moment. Wing 2, I really wish there was a heroic mode because this was way too easy.
All right, Virsica, did you get a chance to play it?
I did, and honestly, I have to very much disagree with Zerotio on this point. I feel like this solo mode, I felt like it allowed people of all player levels to get in there and get a chance to experience the content, because it's not like they're giving away cards in this one. You're not getting you're not getting specific cards. You're not missing out on a Lotheb or anything like that if you don't, if you don't make it through the wing. You don't even have to play the wing, and you're not missing out on anything but a free pack. So I like that they didn't place a big reward at the end so that they could allow people of all player levels and skill levels to participate and get a little something, but more than that, get to kind of experience a little bit of what it was like in the Wrath of the Lich King in WoW without actually having to play it. So I liked that Arthas was very I'm not going to say I liked his rhetoric. I enjoyed listening to him talk to me the way he did. In the end, I beat the first 2 on my first attempt. And then I ran into Cindergosa and didn't experience the same results with Pirate Warrior that a lot of people did. And I think a lot of that comes from my inexperience of playing Pirate Warrior because I really just don't like the deck. So I went in and I didn't look online, and I crafted my own way around it and ended up beating it with an Anduin DK Shadow Quest Priest. It was really fun. I had a good time doing it, and like I said, at the end, I knew it was just a pack, so it's not like I got super salty when it, didn't go my way.
Yeah,
and I liked figuring out a different way to beat it than everybody else. I'm
the same
march
way.
the beat of my own drum kind of guy.
And I'm the same way. I never look up guides to those solo ventures because I really want to figure it out myself. But I don't. It wasn't that I want rewards. I just would like. I liked the difficulty of heroics in the previous adventure modes, and I don't think this, at least the second wing, gave me enough difficulty that the first wing wasn't as hard as heroic mode for the previous adventure sets, but it was hard enough that I can do without it. I would have liked a harder version of Wing 2. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so I'm going to bust your chops here a little bit, okay? So you beat it with probably one of the most overpowered deck concepts in Hearthstone for the past year. If you really want a challenge, beat it with something different than aggro.
Well, in my defense, my variation of Zoo isn't aggro. It's more of a tempo. But I see what you're saying.
You still didn't have to design a deck around beating the boss. So in reality,
and I think
you
that
didn't embrace the essence of the adventure.
And see, that's my problem. Previously, in previous adventure modes, I read the description. If I can't figure out something, I'll go in there with something simple like Zoo, test it out. Once I figure out the mechanic and I lose, I then will design a deck. But with the first fight, I won, so I didn't have to design a deck. So then the second match, I had the same result. I went in with Zoo and almost won, so I was like, let me try it again. So I beat it. Then the third one, I didn't know what to go in with, so I just went in with a deck. Why not Zoo? And I beat it. If it defeated my Zoo deck, then I could go back and actually see what the fight is like, because I don't want to look online and see what the fight is like, because then that defeats the purpose. I go in with just a blanket deck, and my comfort pick is Zoo, and since it didn't beat me, I have no reason to change decks and change strategy.
Unless you want a little bit more of a challenge.
Yeah, but it should be challenging anyways.
Playing Hearthstone with aggro is not challenging.
Well, that's debatable.
Yeah.
Well.
All right. Well,
was it challenging? Was it challenging for you there? I believe that's what you just said, that it wasn't, right?
It wasn't with aggro, but I mean.
Okay, well there you go.
But
move along.
No, your statement of aggro being the least challenging, that's debatable.
Go in and try to beat the wings with a tempo deck, I think is what Virsica is saying, and see
or
how
control.
Or control, yeah. All right, so I want to throw a thank you out there for the follow to I'm Transgender Forever. Welcome to the stream. All right, that brings us to this week's Tavern Brawl, which is...
Before we move on, I might have glossed over it, but defeating the Lich King with all 9 classes, which should come out tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, will reward you with the Arthas Paladin portrait.
Okay, so here we go. Controversy. I have a real problem with this.
I knew you would. That's why I wanted to bring it up.
The reason that I have a problem with this is because we have 3 portraits for Mage.
Uh-huh.
We now have 2 portraits for Paladin, but we have yet to have any way to get an extra portrait for Druid or Warlock.
That's true.
Okay, so I can't say a lot, but I do know you will get one of those later this year.
But the point is, we don't have it yet, and we
That's
already
true.
have 3 for Mage and 2 for Paladin.
And I agree with you, but you can't say that you can do a Lich King Ice Crown themed set without having a portrait for Arthas. And what other class would he fall in?
No. I'm perfectly okay with the timing of this as far as how far it's been.
Yeah.
For how far it's been since the first alternate portraits were released.
Gotcha.
I'm completely okay with that. I'm completely okay with getting it from a Hearthstone-related event where you go in and you fight the Lich King.
Yeah.
Completely okay with that. What I am not okay with is that we still do not have an alternate portrait for the Druid, and we still do not have an alternate portrait for the Warlock, and there has been plenty of time.
That's fair.
That's true.
That's fair.
And as I said, I can't say much, but I do know for a fact that we are getting one of those 2 classes later this year, and I can't wait till I can announce it because it is going to be awesome.
I'm teasing this already. Tavern Brawl.
Yeah. So before we get into that, I want to say thank you for the follow to Jasmerelda and Brandon80. Welcome to the stream. All right. So Tavern Brawl this week is, I believe this is a new one, isn't it? Have we
It
seen this
is.
one before?
I don't know that I've played this one
Yeah.
before.
It's called By the Power of Ragnaros. Fight for the amusement of the Emperor.
Wait. You're doing this wrong. Fight for the amusement of the Emperor. All cards in your hand have their cost reduced by 1 at the end of your turn.
So basically, it's Emperor Thorison all the time, which is pretty cool. So I'm just gonna say I took a deck built by 18 Wheeler, and he posted it in one of the Facebook groups earlier today. And by turn 4, I had a board full of 6/5 Murlocs, and it was just pretty much over. So
amazing.
yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I saw a lot of really good decks. I ended up winning with a Malygos Rogue, but I actually had somebody pull off the combo. Mr. Blump King, thanks for the follow. I actually had somebody come in with a combo Quest Mage and knocked out the entire Exodia combo on turn 5. Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's happening. It's possible. Virsica, did you get a chance to play it?
I did, but no one will play me all the way through. It sucks. I played like 20 of these now, and no one lets me finish them off.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. So real quick, say welcome. Thank you for the follow to Hold'em 1 Uncommon Goddess. And
Getting hit up tonight. Awesome.
HTTPS AGXS. And there he is. All right. So thank you. All right. With that said, it's time to talk about this week's deck list. And so this is, again, a little bit of controversy because, that seems to be the theme of tonight's show. So this week's deck list is none other than, drum roll,
You're not getting a drum roll.
Jade Druid.
Yeah. If you
We're
can't
so
beat them,
salty.
join them.
So
Quit
yeah.
Chat. I need to see Salt.
So
I need to see it.
if you
I
watched,
need to see that chat bar just scroll with Salt.
if you watched the animated short today, it was really cute. Kid comes into the tavern. They teach them to play Hearthstone, and at the end, they are just dancing and singing. And well, Reddit in all of Reddit's glory was like, what they don't show you is after they cut off the camera and all the singing and dancing stops, is the child builds Jade Druid and all the patrons throw her back out into the snowy forest.
Okay,
That's
so
hilarious.
I'm gonna go ahead and take the fall for this. This was my idea.
Dun, dun,
And-
dun.
So, and here, you know what? I will read the text that I sent to the guys for you. So
It
we were
is a
trying
valid
to decide.
reason why we want to run this week.
Exactly.
We were actually going to set up a priest deck this week, but we
Right.
have valid reason for running this week.
So at 3:31 today, I suggested Jade Druid, and I said, I vote Druid, get it out of the way before a counter deck emerges. I mean, I'm a nobody, and I am already close to a true Jade Druid counter that doesn't get destroyed by other popular decks. I'm not only close in one class, I'm close in 2 classes. So, if I can do it, anybody can do it. It's
There
a
you
matter of time before
Yes.
this deck.
All right.
So if
It's
you're going
hard
to
counter.
if you're going to be successful with on the ladder right now, and you want to sign a pact with the devil, go ahead and play this now, because pretty soon people, I know they're complaining and wanting nerfs and all this stuff, but Ixar brought up in a Reddit post that Jade Druid the meta has yet to be figured out. When it changes, Jade Druid will probably be less powerful. But it's just a matter of time. So let's go ahead and go over the deck.
All right.
Yeah, the meta has evolved slower than I thought it would.
Yeah.
Just to be honest.
So this deck list is pretty straightforward. It's 2 Innervates, 1 Earthen Scales, 2 Jade Idols, 2 Wild Growth, 2 Wrath, 2 Jade Blossom, 1 Fandral Staghelm, 2 Jade Spirit, 1 Spellbreaker, 2 Swipes, 2 Nourish, 2 Spreading Plague, 1 Aya Blackpaw, 2 Jade Behemoths, 1 Black Knight, Malfurion the Pestilent, Primordial Drake, and 2 Primordial Drakes, and 2 Ultimate Infestations.
Yes.
So
I haven't been able to play this deck because I don't have some of the cards in here, specifically Malfurion. You're also seeing some of the lists change a little bit. This one has 1 Earthen Scales and not 2, mainly because of Skulking Geist. Some of the lists are cutting Jade Idol, but a lot of players, especially up in the Legend rank, are learning instead of cutting your Jade Idols, just go ahead and put both Jade Idols out and don't bother shuffling. So you're seeing an early Jade Idol, and then when they draw the other one midway through the game, they're just putting out another Jade instead of shuffling because they know the Geist is coming.
yeah, now I've seen other versions of this deck that are very similar that don't run the 1 Spellbreaker. They run something else in its place. So, there are like 3 or 4 different versions of this deck out there right now. But I mean, the majority of it is the majority of the list is pretty standard. So,
yeah, and in fact, See Me No More in chat just said this list is so standard. I know he's talking about difference wild and standard, but actually this list is actually as vanilla as you can get, and this is on purpose because even though we've been trashing Jade Druid, and right now it's the common deck to trash, we still want to teach you to play it so that you can enjoy the 2 weeks it's got left before the hard counter comes out and it disappears off the face of the map.
Right. And to be honest, we do a rotation of a different class every week, and we really don't see Druid getting innovated much further. I think once Jade Druid gets countered, you're going to have aggro Druid out there, but you're probably not going to find another Druid for a long time. And so we might as well just go ahead and get Druid out of the way, and then we're going to start doing more classes, obviously, in the next coming weeks. But the rest of the classes haven't really fleshed out the way Druid has yet.
And we don't want to run into the same situation that we ran into with Quest Rogue, where we wait too long until the deck is no longer viable before we actually feature it on the show.
Nobody missed that.
Didn't we play it like the last week before it got...
Nobody missed Quest Rogue. Nobody even yet misses Quest Rogue, except maybe Jolly. All right. So, with that being said, do you guys have any last-minute thoughts? You want to talk about anything that we touched on today during the show, Zerotio?
No, I just want to give a shout out definitely during the audio portion. I want to thank all of our listeners, our patrons, our people in live chat, people on iTunes sending us review. Our show primarily has been advertised via word of mouth and other podcasts, referencing us or having us on their shows or having them on our show. And I just really want to appreciate the community for getting the word of mouth advertising, and not just my mouth, but everybody else's mouth out there, and getting our show noticed. We saw a lot of followers tonight come on the show, and we're really starting to see our numbers go up a little bit more. We really do appreciate it. We do this for you, and people don't know about us unless you tell them about us, and we appreciate that.
Okay. Virsica?
I know we said we weren't going to talk about it anymore, but I'm going to do one more little, Virsica-ism. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what your background is. It doesn't matter where you came from. And it doesn't matter where you're going. You be you. And don't let anyone tell you that you can't be. Do what you love. Do it because you love it, not because you're looking for vindication through other people. You want to play esports, you want to be a professional gamer, you want to be a professional streamer, you want to make your living around video games, movies, baseball, football, writing, whatever. You go and do that. Because in the end, the only person that's going to be disappointed if you don't is you.
Yep.
So you do you, and you do you for you. And in the end, you're going to be happy. Don't let anyone tear you down or tell you you can't do it because of who you are or where you came from. Doesn't matter whether you've got a salty country accent or whether you've got a speech impediment. It doesn't matter whether you're brown-haired, black-haired, male, female. It doesn't matter. Cat lovers, too. Get in there and do what you need to do.
Not cat lovers.
To do what you want to do. Take your chances. Get out there and do you.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to take a moment and touch on something that Chris in chat brought up earlier, and that is at roughly 6 a.m. this morning, news came down that Luminosity Gaming has released their Hearthstone team and will be assessing the future of Hearthstone as an esport moving forward. They released a statement that says, "We want to thank Zalay, Muzzy, Chalky, and Frozen for all of their time and efforts. They are truly amazing players and people. We had an amazing year by all counts, with success in tournaments, taking home championships and several podium finishes." It says, "Despite a winning team and arguably one of the top teams in North America, we are not content with where the game sits as an esport. The potential is infinite, but as an esport, the game doesn't provide an appropriate return relative to the investment we are making on a monthly basis. Most notably, the lack of major tournaments with significant prize pools and the lack of travel support for talent, all affecting our bottom line and leaving us with this difficult choice. We want to thank all of our fans who have supported our team and have become part of the LG loyal fan base. We hope you will continue to support both Luminosity and our departing players. We will be keeping a close eye on the scene and constantly looking for new opportunities in the future." So, all right. Well, good luck to those guys. I'm sure they are some of the best players in NA, and I'm sure they will land on their feet and find homes somewhere quickly.
You know what? I would like to revisit this next week after we've had a little bit more time to kind of research things like travel cost and what they were talking about as far as it affecting the bottom line. Hopefully we can get some numbers to actually get in there and sort of kind of give people a wheelhouse in which Luminosity was thinking, so that it's obviously from their statement, it is something where they had to think about it, and it was a hard decision for them to make.
Right.
So let's do our due diligence, get in there, and dig around and see what we can find, and then we can talk about it more in depth next week.
Sounds good. All right, guys. If you are joining us on Twitch or YouTube, please stay tuned for the live play portion of our show. If you are listening via the audio podcast, we'd like to thank you for joining us. Remember, you can follow us on Twitter at HeroPower_cast. Find all of our past episodes on YouTube at youtube.com/ECMMOgamers or on our website at HeroPowerHS.com. If you enjoy the show, you'd like to support and improve it, you can do so by joining our Patreon at patreon.com/HeroPower. We will see you again next week.
And don't forget to use your hero power.
All right, gang. Well, while we're getting set up to play this deck, which one of you wants to tell us a little bit more about Viforce?
I'll finish where I left off. So we talked earlier about sponsorship and about how Viforce can help you get into esports. So one of the things that first thing you need to do is contact them. The other thing that you need to do is go to viforcegaming.com, click under the community page, and then check out the sponsorships link. On there, they have 3 levels of sponsorship, and they've got videos talking about each level of sponsorship. Now, up at the top, you're going to see logos for CSGO, League of Legends, and Battlefield 4. These are not the only games they sponsor, so they definitely want to talk to you on an individual basis about what you want to play and so on and so forth. So give them a shout, check out the videos, see what sponsorship works best for you, and get in there and send them a message and see what they can do for you. You can also find the Viforce Gaming link at heropowerhs.com.
All right, there you go. So let's hop in here, and everybody in chat seems to be so excited to see us play Jade Druid. Matt at Arms says Jade can. I'm trying to find something positive for Die in a Fire, and I just can't come up with it. DIAF.
End its life in heated fusion. No?
Like I said, I have a Jade Killer deck. I'm enjoying playing it, and I actually am working on a second class.
Yeah. All right. So our opening hand here is Jade Spirit, Jade Behemoth, Wrath, and Jade Blossom.
Well, you're definitely throwing back the Behemoth.
Yeah, definitely throwing that back. We've got the coin, and we've got a turn 3 ramp spell.
Well, coining into Jade Blossoms on 2 gives us a Jade and sets up Jade Spirit on 3.
Yeah, I like that.
And Wrath is just security, just in case he throws something crazy out.
Yeah, because we are playing Warlock.
Yeah, I don't know. The Wrath is.
I mean,
we can always use it for card draw, I guess.
Yes.
Wow, this has got to be Zoo. Turn 1 Sanguine Reveler. He must have a bad hand.
Well, we're gonna just pass on turn 1.
Yeah.
I got kicked out trying to spectate.
If he goes like uber fast here, we might have to use Wrath, but if he just does another tempo minion, then we can Jade Blossoms. It'll contest. Yeah, there we go. We can Jade Blossoms.
Yep.
The 1/1 will contest the Reveler fine. He'll likely have a Mortal Coil for it, but that's still fine because we'll have Jade Spirit come out on 3.
We kind of have our own Mortal Coil.
Yep.
Yeah, kind of.
There it is.
Yep.
So that leaves him with 2. He's gonna tap again.
Wow, he's aggressively tapping, which is maybe this isn't Zoo. Maybe this is that self-inflicting demon that puts itself and has bad minions to treachery.
So we're gonna just play Jade Spirit on 3, like we talked about, and pass.
Yep.
Be really, really great to get a Nourish here.
Chris in chat says, I'm the same rank as Zerotio. Let him play so I can play against him and counter Jade.
I do not
That's what I'm
have
talking
this
about.
deck. I don't have the Malfurion and don't really want to play it without it.
Well, Malfurion's really not mandatory for this deck.
Yeah, but I don't know.
There's that Nourish.
Wow. Question is, do we can ramp since we have the Ultimate Infestation, right?
We ramp.
I agree. I think so. Gain 2
I like
crystals. Hey, thank you for the follow, Illyri. Welcome to the chat.
And then we
Reveler?
Wrath.
Wrath the Sanguine.
Yeah.
And we might as well run into the
Absolutely.
Possessed, right?
Yeah. Pop the death rattle.
Yep. All right, so that puts him on 5 and us on 8 next turn. He is going to Voidwalker Defender, which is expected. All right, so now we've got some options here.
Yeah.
What do you think about Aya into Wrath, or we could Jade into Wild Growth and be on 10 next turn?
I like Jade Behemoth into Wild Growth.
Yes.
No, because we need to use Wild Growth to draw.
Well, no. The thing is, if we Wild Growth into 10 mana, that gets us to Ultimate Infestation and enough cards out of our hand that we could use it.
That's true.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I still don't like it.
I mean, it seems wrong because all druid rules tell you not to do that. But next turn we'll be at 5 cards. We can ultimate infestation to clear a minion, get a 5/5, and put us at 9 cards.
That's true.
Well,
A turn
it's
earlier
not
than we
that
would have.
It's not that I didn't understand your logic.
I just
Matt at Arms in chat says Virsica doesn't like it because it's not fair.
Yeah. If the problem is if you go regular progression and you don't do it that way, then you're actually gonna not be able to draw with the wild growth because you'll still be at 10 cards. It'll be clunky.
I understand what you're saying.
You just don't like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like it because of what we're playing against.
Right. All right. So now we're gonna.
Any other class.
So which one of these do you want to infestate? The 2/4, and then kill the 4/3 with the Jade.
That's what looks right to me. That plays around Hellfire or the Abyssal Enforcer a little bit because all our minions are above health.
Okay.
That we drew into Malfurion and Primordial Drake.
I think we're about to get punished.
For what?
There's the Enforcer.
There's the Enforcer. And we can clear it.
Okay. So
are you upset that this is working? Is that what's going on, Virsica?
Yes, I'm upset that we're winning because that makes a ton of sense.
So
we run the ghoul in and then Wrath for 1 and draw?
No.
No?
We Aya Blackpaw, Jade Blossom.
And then go ahead and Jade Idol.
And then Jade Idol.
And then we go face, right?
And then go face.
Okay.
Yeah. I like that line, Virsica.
Matt at Arms says, you just win with Jade Druid. It doesn't feel good.
Here's a second Mortal Coil. Really doesn't do much for him.
So he's going to Bone Mare, which is...
We got a silence.
He's going to get Spell Broke, yep.
Oh, wow. Whoa. We win. Silence.
Yeah, that's the game.
He should not have gone face there, though it wouldn't have said it. I think he basically said he either has it or doesn't have it. Because even if he cleared something, we have the...
Welcome to chat, Dirus Bear. We're glad to have you.
I was really surprised that he played the Bone Mare because that plays right into Black Knight. Not everybody runs Spellbreaker, but almost everybody's running Black Knight now.
Yeah,
see,
that's true.
I finally figured out how to summon the Dirus Bear.
Took you long
just
enough.
Play or talk about Jade Druid. No, he's on my THL team, so I know how to summon Dirus Bear. Just say Jade Druid in Discord, he pops up.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, Matt at Arms. I've got a mage and a shaman that are wearing out Jade Druid too.
All right, so this time we're going first, and our starting hand is Black Knight, Nourish, and Wrath. So I'm thinking we throw back the Black Knight and the Nourish, hold on to the Wrath.
I think we pitch it all.
Think so?
Yeah. I mean, the only benefit of Wrath is for Swashbuckler at the beginning, and honestly, we can do that with Hero Power.
You have no ramp, and you have no coin.
Well, here's a little bit of ramp.
There's a little bit of ramp.
And that gives us a turn 1/1/1.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, Innervate into Jade Blossom? Or just
I don't
Jade
think
Idol?
we waste the Innervate. I don't think we waste... Yeah. Just Jade Idol, right, Virsica?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. Jade Idol. For a Jade. Don't shuffle it.
Don't kill
I know
me.
you were going to do it.
So Sunday we had a conversation over lunch about people who shuffle the first Jade Idol versus people who summon a Jade Idol.
If you shuffle the first one, Virsica and I will rage quit this episode.
And I almost did it because I wanted to see if they would do it. But, all right.
Hero power face.
Hero power face pass.
Yeah.
So it looks like we are getting to see a quest rogue, which we were just talking about.
What?
Nobody missed.
Okay, so there is a new weird. There was a mill rogue that uses Shadowcaster to basically is like infinite Shadowcasters, and there has been a concept that this can be used for a slower based tempo style quest rogue, and this may be what we're seeing.
So
where
turn
basically
three,
you
we're
infinite
just gonna-
Shadowcaster for infinite 5/5s.
Yeah, so turn 2 or 3, we're just going to Jade Blossom and pass.
But usually this one doesn't get off till about turn 6 or 7 before it starts getting off, and it doesn't use many chargers, so it's less oppressive than the original.
Yeah.
If this is a version that I've heard about.
All right.
So far, it looks the same as the old one because Novice Engineer isn't ran. Yeah, I think somebody just hasn't played in like months and doesn't know that it's nerfed.
So, swipe or
I think
I actually really like swipe here.
do you? Spreading Plague does it not do the same thing?
Yeah, but spreading plague is a little more valuable later, I think.
That's true. That's true. And swipe will take away a little bit of the value from the quest completion. That makes sense. I can get behind that.
So, Dyrus Bear, about Tavern v Tavern, it just so happens it's the same day as our Hero Power Patron Invitational, and I'm working on logistics to see if it's possible to do both. I just found out about an hour ago while we were recording the discussion part of the show that my venue is open that day and available to me if I want to use it. So, all right. So turn 6, we've got Aya Blackpaw or Jade Behemoth here. Do you think we should trot out the Jade Behemoth?
I think Behemoth is the play.
Yeah, Behemoth usually you want to do that before Aya because Aya will get more value.
Mm-hmm.
And you may lose your benefit of the 3/6 body later on, especially if he completes the quest. We need to get our Jades up to 5 and above before he completes the quest.
Yeah. Now, Illyri, I've never tried to run 2 tournaments simultaneously at the same time, so that will be a trip. We'll have to see what happens.
Yes.
All right.
So this is when he's realizing that he has to do this 5 times instead of 4. And he wonders why, and he's looking up stuff online to be like, when did they nerf this? I read it on Reddit, but I thought it was a joke.
Yeah.
Well, this gets rid of one of his chargers. That's good.
Clears the board. All right. So,
Yeah, I think we Aya here.
I think we Aya and then innervate twice
nourish.
into nourish to draw.
To draw.
I
Yeah,
think so too.
I like that a lot, actually. Because those innervates are becoming dead in our hand.
Yeah.
That's a good call, Virsica.
Okay.
The Wrath will have value if we can find a way to. If this novice can stick, it probably won't. If he makes a mistake of leaving it out, thinking it's safe, maybe he saps Aya.
No, he's going to shadow step it.
No, he's not. If he doesn't, he's punished. He's punished. We have to clear the novice because it's at 3 of.
How about
Yeah.
we just clear the board?
What?
Yeah. Sweet swipe.
He's done.
Ooh. No, we didn't have the man. I was thinking, could we have spreading plague and then swipe?
Nah.
But no, we couldn't.
He's done.
So he's out of novice engineers. I haven't seen any in G. Yeah. I don't know. He didn't get the memo.
All right.
Was that 2?
That was 2.
Yeah. I think he abandoned the plan too early. He was trying to figure out. He was trying to keep us from getting out of hand.
Yeah,
And
he was fighting against the Jades, not
Yeah.
trying to build his quest. So, all right. Well, do you guys want to play one more?
Sure.
All
I mean,
right.
I'm up.
We've
I mean,
got
might as well
time.
get what we can out of this deck before it either gets nerfed or countered.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised that the meta hasn't shifted again. But I do feel like you're going to see your first inklings of a Jade counter this coming weekend.
I have been countering Jade with Mill Rogue, which also does well against a Mage and Priest right now. So it's done well for me. It's got me up to rank 5 in the combination of a couple other decks.
All right. So we've got.
I think you're probably playing against another Jade.
Yeah.
So we got to ramp fast.
I'm thinking keep the idol and the spirit and throw back the spellbreaker and the behemoth.
No, I think
since we're on the coin.
No,
I
I think you ditch it all except for idle.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
We'll draw into either ramp or more Jades. So either way, we'll be ready for it.
No ramp, but
So because we're against another Druid, I suspect we will not see Skulking Geist, so we could probably afford to shuffle the second idol.
I agree.
okay.
Now the question is, are we going to see an Enchanted Raven or a Firefly, or are we going to see
Wild growth.
Wild Growth or Wild Growth or on Jade Idol of his own? Which
Or a
we've
Wrath.
probably already seen a Jade Idol. Well, there's Wild Growth.
Yeah.
This is probably this might be easy Druid easy.
Bites HS in chat says I have a hard time playing non-meme decks. Am I a Hearthstone hipster?
You're
Yes.
a Hearthstone hipster, but so am I.
You're a Hearthstone hipster, and we love you for it.
You
Yes,
are
we
in
do.
good company, sir. Welcome to our chat. We are glad to have you.
We don't have a turn 3 play, so I say just hero power and go and smack him for another one, and then we can. If we still don't have a third turn, if we still have a 4th turn play next turn, then we can do the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, you really don't want to shuffle this early because it kind of waters your deck down.
Yep.
You want to be drawing into those Jade Idols when they're making 6/6, 7/7, 8/8, so forth.
Yeah, I want to
They're
point out.
perfect. Jade Blossom.
I want to point out Bots in chat because if you guys don't know, he's the innkeeper from Southern California that created the volcano for the Ngoro
Oh, awesome.
HCT party. It
Nice.
was,
That's awesome.
It was pretty amazing.
Jade Blossom, without a doubt. Here
Yeah. This isn't the
And-
same that also did the Arthas Skull, was it?
we go face.
Yes, it is.
Yes. Awesome. That is awesome. And the main reason for going face there is hoping that he'll have to use his face and want to clear the 2/2 or waste a Wrath. And he's not going to. He's going to play smart.
So, do you think we just coin match him?
I think so.
Yeah. We're ahead on the Jade race. Or we're neck and neck with him right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and holding the attack was the right call there.
Thanks for the follow, Aspen Easter.
He'll take this face.
Yep.
Yeah, he'll clear the one. Yeah, he's clearing the one. He'll take it face. That's kind of playing around swipe a little bit or wrath. We might have to wrath
Double
for 3.
innervate, nourish.
Yeah.
No, web weaver.
Web weave. This
Interesting.
that actually plays around spreading plague pretty well. What it
let's
doesn't
see.
play around is
Black Knight.
Primordial
like-
Drake. No,
I don't like Black Knight here.
Primordial
like-
Drake.
I don't like Primordial Drake either.
Don't?
He's got one card in his hand. He has 2/1/2s on the board.
Okay.
I think what we do is we go ahead and Wrath and clear the Jade Behemoth.
3. Okay.
Thanks for the follow, Bites. Greatly appreciated.
And then we shuffle our Jade Idol and start working on clearing the spiders.
So
Okay.
Wrath for 3 on the 3/6, run our 3/2 into it to clear it, right?
Right.
Then shuffle Jade Idol and Hero Power and hit one of the spiders?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So Flying Dutchman in chat says, "Hi, I had a question about Lady Death Whisper from the Frozen Throne. You have to heal the dragon up to 5 and then attack Lady Death Whisper, but when I healed the dragon up, it won't attack."
Okay. The dragon has to be at full health, not just healed.
Right.
If it's damaged at all, you cannot attack with it. She will do damage till it's down to 1 health damaged. But she will not interact with it at all as long as it stays 1 health damaged. Damage is important to state. The thing that I did is I actually turned 5 Blessed Champion with Paladin, turn 6 Blessed Champion. She doesn't touch it. At this point, it's 121 minion. And then the next turn, you either heal it with, I think it's Holy Light, or the 6 mana, 2 mana, 6 points of healing, or Equality will make it 1 health, not damaged, and you can go straight to face and win the encounter.
Yep.
Spreading Plague, Innervate, Jade Spirit.
My worry is he's going to be able to trade these spiders in to clear the
To clear
taunts
one,
easily.
or to clear 2 taunts, and then we'll kill the other spider with our primordial next turn.
No, we'll clear it with our face.
We can clear it with
Okay.
our face. I just think we can get value out of the primordial. That's
Thanks for
I
this
can understand.
follow, Scooter.
ooh.
There we go. That's what I was waiting on.
How
Okay.
does primordial Drake help us with that?
Now you Primordial.
Okay, we can.
And then run the golem and the spirit into it to clear it.
Correct. Yep.
Virsicadamus. How do you do this? I don't understand. Okay, that was the right play.
We've talked about this. Virsica's an alien from the future. He knows what's going to happen ahead of time, and
Wow, that was amazing hindsight. It really, really was. I don't know what. And now we're set up for the 4/4 Jade because we have the 4/8 taunt.
Yep.
How do you do this? Like, seriously, how do you do this?
all right.
Yeah.
So just
It's-
clear the 4/4 and go face with the.
No, we're
No?
we're
Face.
down.
Oh,
we're down
just going
27
face.
to 15. We are
Yeah.
going face. He's got to
Yeah, we
clear
just-
that 4/8.
He's got to clear it. And if he uses Primordial Drake, we just kill it with Black Knight because Virsica's a genius.
Yeah, well, that moment has been clipped by our good friend Matt at Arms, so I'm sure there will be other people going, "How did he know?"
Matt at Arms in chat. How the hell did he know Alex was in his hand?
All right, so he Black Knighted our.
Which, for the record, Virsica didn't
Primordial.
see coming. Just for the record. This is kind of a tough spot.
We
What do
really
we-
need to top deck and nourish here.
Or,
Wild growth works.
yeah, wild growth. We can. We would like to get the UI.
Nourish for
Nourish.
3.
Yes.
Nourish works.
We
Kinda
were
takes
one
away some
card
of our
away
outs.
from it.
Probably need to.
Wrath the 4/3.
Wrath.
Yep. Wrath.
I mean, this sets us up for Malfurion next turn. Good.
Yep.
Here's his ultimate station.
So I'm assuming we probably want to. Well, no, because we're going to be. We probably need to take the taunts off of Malfurion, right?
Yeah.
No, wait. No.
Go ahead.
Oh, I think I see what you're talking about.
Yeah, Primordial first.
Primordial first.
Primordial first.
And then innervate into swap.
Yes. Swapping the ghoul.
Yeah. Good line. Good line.
Alright.
Stream sniping the other dude.
Chris in chat says Virsica is stream sniping the other dude.
Virsicadamus at work.
There we go.
How that
Don't try to understand the way it works.
You're a witch.
Just realize
You're a
it
witch.
Works. Find the witch.
But can we Black Knight here is the question though.
Why do we need to Black Knight here?
What do we do, old powerful one?
No, I'm just asking. Why would we need to Black Knight?
We actually don't. We could just let it ride for the moment.
He has to clear, right?
Yeah. We could ultimate
Exactly.
infestation and kill the 5/5.
The only way he gets through is to send 2 of his minions in. So we need the armor from ultimate infestation.
Okay.
He's already used his Black Knight.
It
So
still
we
puts
take
us
out-
really low.
We take out the 5/5.
But see, he can. I think he's got us because he runs a 3/6 in his face in. That's 8 points of damage. He just needs 3 more, which could be a swipe, could be
Another ultimate infestation.
feral rage. No, he'll need. There's the feral rage.
There it is.
Yeah.
And that's
I don't know if
exactly
he-
11. He's got 11 on the board.
Yep. Now he's being fancy.
That's okay. Let him have his turn.
He's letting us know he had it.
Yeah.
And honestly, this is the hardest matchups in my opinion with Jade
Counter.
Druid is the mirror match.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
That's really
Well,
this
the
match.
introduction of Alex Straza into Jade Druid has made it that much harder, and that's a direct response to having to not rely on the Jade Idol, Gadgets and Auctioneer draw machine.
Well, see, I hadn't seen Alex and Jade Druid yet, so that was
Yeah, it's been being
a
added
good
in.
call.
Now, I want to, speaking of pointing out things, I want to point out something Matt at Arms in chat says is never question Virsica. Matt at Arms, I have to question Virsica. If I don't question Virsica, there's not a show. Okay, that's what I do. That's the only thing I bring to the show is questioning Virsica.
All right, guys. So, any last thoughts about this deck before we wrap up for the night, Virsica? Since you seem to be able to predict it, we'll start with you.
Enjoy it while it lasts. I would say that Jade Druid's life expectancy right now, unless there's something out there that I'm not thinking of, and that's entirely possible. I don't see it lasting another 2 to 3 weeks. I like I said in my text earlier, I'm really close to just a total counter, and it doesn't do badly against the other decks. So I think it's gotten to the point where people are so tired of getting beaten by it that they're pretty much just going to say, I don't care to have a 50% win rate against everything else. I just don't want to get beaten by Jade Druid.
Okay. All right.
So-
Zerotio.
So far, I've seen a lot of complaints about Jade Druid, specifically this larger Jade Druid that uses large taunts to protect the Jades. And what I haven't seen a lot of is a lot of full board wipe type combos. You're not seeing a lot of twisting nethers being teched into warlock decks. You're not seeing doomsayer combos with various classes to make sure that the board gets wiped. You're actually seeing a lot of paladins take out the board clear for more of the fancy paladin plays. Eventually, the meta is going to realize that it needs to go back to settle down to true control. And when it does that, you're going to see Twisting Nether, you're going to see Doomsayer plays, you're going to see various forms of Dirty Rats being teched back in, you're going to see Wild Pyromancer equalities being used again. And then you're going to see the meta start to even back out, in my opinion. Control beats Jade.
Mm-hmm. There you go. All right, guys and gals, that's going to do it for us this week. If you have any questions about the show or the deck list that we played, feel free to shoot us an email at heropowerpodcast@gmail.com, and we'd love to hear from you. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button below on YouTube or give us a follow to be alerted when we go live on Twitch. For more details about our Hero Power Patron Invitational Tournament, you can find that at patreon.com/heropower. And until next week, good gaming.
Bye, guys.
Adios.